Everybody, welcome back. Another episode of This Week on Main Street. This week actually coming live from Sunken Silo with my friend Jeff Donlin, the owner here. What's up, man? How you doing?
Doing all right. It's
doing
sunny.
All right. I'll tell you, what a
beer.
day. I'll tell you, it is an amazing atmosphere out here. Just an awesome environment. I mean, it's pretty packed, actually. I mean, it's Saturday.
Yeah.
You know,
weather's been very lucky, and I think we've been able to take advantage of that. So
we'll take it, man. They say it's 5 o'clock somewhere. It's actually 5 o'clock here, so we are enjoying. I am drinking the Y Stouty, which is awesome. I'm a bit of a stout fan, not so much an IPA guy, but I know that's very hip. So tell us, Jeff, before we kind of get into all the things that are going on in Rise and Main Street, tell us a little bit about, you know, Sunken Silo, where this whole idea came from. Tell us your story.
I like beer.
Yeah.
To steal a famous quote from Brett Kavanaugh. This started arguably back in 1997 when I got out of college and was given a homebrew kit, and figured out that I enjoyed not only drinking it but the actual process behind it. You know, I have an engineering background, and so brewing is a little bit of a lot of things, a little bit of engineering, a little bit of chemistry, a little bit of biology, a lot of problem solving. And so that seed started then. I worked in several different industries, but you know, fast forward to the mid-2000s and kind of the craft beer scene exploding in New Jersey.
Yeah.
Just kind of showed up as a business opportunity.
Sure.
Coincidentally met some people in the industry. My head brewer, Matt, was bartending at a place that I'd gone to regularly when I started just tossing the idea around. And we hit it off, and you know, this crazy idea kind of turned actually into an actual brewery.
Yeah.
So, you know, probably 2.5 years of solid research and legit planning, and we were able to open up last November, and that was the culmination of that. So here we are.
That's it, man. That is awesome. You know, so I want to kind of take us back a little bit. So Jeff and the team here have been such an amazing group of supporters of really the Main Street Initiative. And if I kind of take it back a little bit more than a year ago, I get this kind of like random email of like, hey, you know, I wanna get involved. I wanna support all your events. You know, like, I'm a runner. Endurance athletes are my people. Those are the people that I want to be sure get out here and enjoy some quality weather, some quality music, some quality time. But oh, by the way, you know, I'm gonna be a brewery. Is it okay to sponsor your endurance events and your endurance athletes? And it was so almost serendipitous because you know, it was like this bringing of the communities together, and it's neat to be here today and see so many different people. It's almost like this connection point, you know, and I think that's challenging because I mean, like you said, the industry has just exploded, right? So like we were talking about before we went on camera here, you know, there are actually a lot of options in our area to go to in terms of you know, really great beer and microbreweries, but man, people keep showing up here. So, you know, hats off to you guys.
I feel lucky. I'm not sure why. I guess we make good beer. It's very tough. You know, it's like having your kid. You know, you always think your kid's smart and handsome and all these things and funny. And so it's tough to be objective about what we're actually doing. Now, granted, we take our jobs very seriously. We're very rigid in our quality control and our sensory when beers are coming out to make sure we're getting them right. But with that said, I'm not afraid to plug other breweries in the area. I'm happy there's lots of people here, and I hope that there are just as many people at the other breweries that are local to Hunterdon County, because you know our industry is very interesting. It's not competitive, directly competitive. If I need something in a pinch, I've called guys down at Lone Eagle. I've called guys down at Oddbird, down at Stockton. You know, never once have I ever felt like they were trying to push me off. They always went out of their way to help.
That's awesome.
And that to a brewery. And over the last 2.5 years, I've probably talked to maybe 40, 50 brewery owners. And the generosity of the industry, even when this was still an idea and maybe not going to happen, the idea that there's that much support in this industry kind of gave me a little bit more of confidence. Like, you know what, this is a cool thing to get into. You know, however it ends up, getting to meet these people has been a pleasure. So, you know, I just feel, I hate saying blessed, but I mean, really, I feel very lucky where we are right now.
Yeah, man. Yeah, that is so cool to hear. And you know, you mentioned a couple in the area. Certainly, you know, Lone Eagle has obviously been a big supporter for us. And it was really cool, you know, last year for those folks who have really taken part in the events. Actually, almost exactly last year, like almost exactly to the day, was almost like Sunken Silo's coming out party, right? So you weren't officially open, but we were able to pull a permit. We were able to get your beer over at the Hunter and Art Museum for our expo the Saturday before race day, and it really set the stage for an awesome weekend. And then, of course, we ran down to Flemington, right, and we capped it off with Lone Eagle. So it was cool to have, you know, like, Sunken Silo's birth be a part of Main Street, which is just so special for us to kind of have been, you know, there when you guys were getting going, and to see where it's at now is just, I mean, it's amazing. It really is.
Going back to when we were still planning this, and you know, part of my business plan was community involvement. It's always been part of who I am and who my family's been, and it's kind of cool that it's so easy. It's an event I've run. It's an event I love. It's probably my favorite half marathon course.
Thanks, man.
And so to be able to actually serve our beer at it,
yeah,
that last October was pretty freaking cool. And it was a stressful month. We're still trying to get open. You know, we had literally just gotten our permit the week before we were supposed to be on the patio, and so it worked. And,
it was awesome.
You know, it was happy.
It was awesome. So, you know, I won't, I'll take the opportunity, giving a shout out on the courses in the event. You know, behind the cameras here, you guys can't see, we have the course doctor, Mr. Frank, who designs the courses. We have Steve, who makes us look good, which is not easy, to your point before, but he pulls it off. So, and it's been just an awesome journey. You know, I wanted to take a moment, kind of tell people a little bit about the journey this year. We've had a lot of feedback, right? And people have been like, hey, are you gonna do a virtual race? And you know how I feel. Like I've told you, I've told everybody, I've got on these shows and said, like, I think virtual races are lame, quite frankly. And no, we're not gonna do that. But we will do things a little different. We will actually race. And this is really where Rise started, right? We had this idea that, look, we can't do the traditional events, so we're gonna, you know, pivot. We're gonna bring people into this private community. We're gonna give them all the resources they need to be their very best athlete, running, support, coaching, strength training. But we're still gonna race, and we've knocked out one already. You know, we hit the Rise to Glory, which, you know, the namesake here. But next Saturday, 8 a.m., we are actually going to race Main Street, but we're going to do it a little differently. We are going upside down, as we say, and underground. So it's not a public event, but if you happen to show up at 8 a.m. Next Saturday in Flemington, near Bluefish Grill, another sponsor, you will find us there, and we are actually going to run that thing upside down. And I know there have been so many people like, hey, you know, I don't want to run up Sand Hill. I don't want to do the Rise of Glory. I love your course, but that's horrible. People are actually going to have the opportunity to run it backwards, which is going to be interesting, to say the least.
So Sand Hill is tough.
Yeah.
But if you're doing it backwards, let's not forget, you got to go downhill to get into Flemington.
Oh, yeah.
So it's going to be... You're just hitting it earlier in the course. I mean, come on, it's Hunter County. You're going to be on hills.
I don't think people realize it's actually going to be a net uphill going, quote, downhill. So that's the course doctor. He has a PhD for a reason. He always knows how to get in your head despite your best efforts. So, yeah, and it's just been a really cool thing, you know, and I think that this whole Rise thing, coming out here, we're so looking forward to doing this regularly. I know that, you know, who knows what the future is going to hold as the weather changes and all that, but let's put that to the side for a minute. What at Sunken are you guys, like, most excited about? Like, maybe some new releases? What are some things that people watching today should know? How do they do what I'm doing right now and enjoy this beautiful beverage?
I think the biggest thing now is we finally got our production planning a little more under control. We're canning every month, so it's easier to get to-go stuff, 4-packs. We've been crowlering since COVID started, which is a 32-ounce can. So, I mean, that's kind of one of the, I don't know if it's silver lining, but it's something that we had to do very quickly. We were only open 5 months when things shut down in March, and so our ability to get beer to go and get it out the door for people to enjoy it at their house, by the pool, wherever they are. I'm excited about that from a management perspective.
Sure.
From a fun perspective, we're finally getting, we're being able to use this space a little better. We're getting live music a little more regularly, so we have
Nice.
live music tomorrow afternoon. We've got live music following Sunday, so it's the next 2 Sundays.
Nice.
Our anniversary's creeping up, so I'm hoping to do something big for that. We
Nice.
probably will go off-site. Maybe we'll find a farm. Maybe we'll do something kind of cool there.
Yeah.
So we're finally, I think, stable enough to really start thinking about events. You know, we had Oktoberfest last weekend. That was a big stressful one. It was our first ticketed event, so
Okay.
we got through it. I think people had a good time. And so that kind of, you know, our team knows we can do that now, so it'll be more fun as we go forward and plan more of those.
For sure. And we still got the Sunken 6 though, right?
Oh, yes.
Yeah,
and that will show up soon.
Yeah, a little preview. We're not going to exactly explain what that is, but let's just say combining 2 of Jeff's loves, running and beer, and specifically this beer, and obviously our team's, you know, kind of passion. We're going to pull that off. So you're going to have to stay tuned on that. But before that, people who are watching, if you haven't gotten your butt down here yet, do that. And in fact, do that tonight, because Frank and Steve are going to be rolling around, doing some raffles, giving out some Main Street gear. And I don't know, I'm probably going to speak out of turn here, but I think probably buying people beer. Right, so that's a pretty good thing. All right, so but again, not for everybody. Look at they're looking at each other like, oh my God, we didn't plan on that. So all right, let me rephrase. Main Street is going to buy a couple people some beers, raffle style, but you have to engage with our antics, and that's just how we roll. You got to earn it, right? So, cheers, man. Thank you for all this support and allowing us to come out here and have a little bit of fun. And for those tuning in, stay tuned. Come on out here, grab a beer, and if we don't see you tonight, get back on Rise. Meet us next Saturday for the Upside Down and Underground, and look for more fun to come. Have a good day, guys. Take care. Cheers, man.
Well done.
Yeah.